Hello, lovely. Welcome to the Goddess Kindled universe. My name is Sondra Turnbull. I am the director of all the magical shenanigans that happen here in this wonderful magical ecosystem. Today, I'm going to tell you more about me. I'm going to get a little bit personal, and I'm going to tell you why I do what I do and what it is I actually do. Because sometimes people ask me that question, what do you do? You know, it's the question people throw out when they first meet you, what do you do? And to answer that question, I'm never quite sure. It usually depends on who I'm speaking to. When somebody asks me that question, a stranger, I'll say either I'm a holistic therapist, or I'm an author, or I am the director of a publishing company. And so depending on who I'm speaking to, I'll give one of those answers, and then sometimes I'll ask more questions and we might have a conversation that, you know, expands on all of the other things that lie under those three really broad headings. I'm going to look down at some notes that I have because I don't want to miss anything. But that's my issue, not yours, so don't worry about it. So why do I do what I do? I do what I do because it's important for people to wake up and to include themselves in their own story. And I know how hard that is. And I know how hard it is to then be kind to yourself while you're learning what it looks like to have yourself in your present moments, to be in your own story. I know how hard that is because I started including myself in my own story, like really, truly grounded and centered, only about 7 years ago. I've been teaching people how to relax, how to feel better, how to grow, like personal spiritual growth. I've been teaching this stuff for 25 years. And now, it's only now, like within the last decade, that I have gone, time for me to walk my talk. And so this whole teaching process has been teaching myself as well. And all teachers do this. Don't care who you are, you're teaching yourself as well. If you, no, I'm not going to put any ifs in there. Everybody's teaching themselves all the time. And that's why they say those who can't do teach, because they still need to learn. And so, about 7 years ago, maybe a little bit more, I started walking my talk, and all of these practices really came into, how do I even say this? They came in and they helped me and they supported me, and I am so glad that I knew all of these ways of supporting other people because I could suddenly apply them to myself. I broke my whole world. I decided I didn't want to be married anymore. They haven't disappeared. I have 2 daughters, but at that stage they were 11 and 15. And I didn't want to be married anymore, and I was just so tired, and I was barely there. I had disappeared. I didn't even know who I was or what I liked or what to do, and so I just let go. And the first breath after I let go, after I made that decision, after I smashed my world to smithereens, was so free and peaceful. True peace for the first time in I don't know how long. You know, and all of those years of not being inside my own story, hiding my vulnerable self away, my powerful self away, and letting this body walk through the world, being nice and cooperative and, you know, all of the shadow aspects of kindness. I got the t-shirt, got the crown, walked that walk for a really long time. I know what that looks like. And so now what I teach is the light side of kindness. And in doing that, I help people to appreciate all of the shadow parts of themselves. Because ultimately, every day we're trying to find ourselves, trying to be kind. But it's really freaking hard. And sometimes we need someone to hold our hand, and sometimes we need someone to offer suggestions about what that might look like, how we might explore that, how it's okay that this thing doesn't work for us, how it's okay that you're not quite ready yet, what it sounds like to have a kind voice in our mind instead of an unkind voice nagging at you and criticizing everything you do. Yep, been there too, still there. It's a practice. There's not a destination, the kindness thing. It's a practice. So that's what I do. That's why I do what I do anyway. This might be a really long video. Why it's important to me? Well, it's important to me because I've realized how powerful it is and empowering it is to know myself, to really bring all of those shadows into my life and have them nurture me and nourish me to be the most powerful and centered person that I can be, who can then walk through the world and have that ripple out, have that self-love and self-kindness ripple out. And again, it's important to me because I know how hard it is to embody all of these things and to own the kindness of them and start with self-kindness and allow that to ripple out into the world. Because we're taught that kindness starts out here. We are kind to other people. We show kindness. But for some reason, we always are left out of that picture and that learning, that teaching, whether it's intended, whether it's overlooked, whether it's our interpretation of the thing. 9 times out of 10, we leave ourselves like out of that equation, that whole thing. It is something we do for other people. Like the beautiful gift that we would buy because that's beautiful, I love that. I will buy that as a gift for this other person, but I'd never buy it for myself because why? That's a really good question. What do I believe? I believe all the things I've been saying to you. But I believe in the power that really owning your story, really allowing yourself to soften into the shadows of your story. I really believe how empowering that is and how healing that is. Yeah, I believe that. What do I value? There's a lot of kindness going on here, but I value the fact that there's always divine timing. You don't have to try, you don't have to force. We just have to be. And it's the learning how to be, that's the hard part, which is why I teach meditation, which is why I teach Reiki and EFT, and I teach them all as a personal practice, because it's by starting with the personal practice, no matter what job you do, whether you're a coach, whether you're a therapist, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a secretary, whether you work with people, whether you work alone, whether you're an artist, whether you're a mum, whether you're an accountant and work with numbers. Starting with personal practice ripples out into all of the aspects of your life. You do not have to have a spiritual career to be spiritual and to embody all of those self-love, self-kindness, self-empowerment ways of being in the world. Every job is a spiritual job because you are a spirit inside a body and it's your body that's doing the job. How about that? So please ask me any questions, comment. Tell me how you embody spirituality. What is your personal spiritual practice? And how does that carry through into your life? or not. On the other hand, ask questions. Where do you, I don't know, what does this spark in you? What does this inspire in you? This is the Goddess Kindled universe, and I love hearing about what I say and how I show up in the world, how that kindles things in you, thoughts. So let me know. This has been me. I hope to see you again really soon. Mwah. Have a lovely day.